This is a time for the American people to come together in the fight for economic justice, social justice, racial justice, and environmental justice. And that is what this campaign is about.
Yeah. And for black women specifically?
I'm sorry?
For black women specifically?
The black women will be an integral part of what our campaign and what our administration is about.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay? And that means...
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah. Were you finished with your? Because
Yeah.
I want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I was going to bring on our audience question.
Yeah.
Please come to the stage.
What do you believe is the federal government's role to fight against the rise of white nationalism and white terrorist acts, and how do you plan to lead on that in your first year as president?
Okay.
Thank you.
First of all, but we have got to make it very clear that the type of demagoguery we are seeing from the Trump administration is not what this country is about. And I will do everything that I can to help lead this country in a direction that ends all forms of discrimination, racial discrimination, gender discrimination, and discrimination based on people's sexual orientation. I am the son of an immigrant, the proud son of an immigrant, and I will do everything that I can to make sure that we pass, finally in this country, comprehensive immigration reform and a path toward citizenship, that we provide immediate legal protection to the 1.8 million young people eligible for the DACA program. So the goal that we have got to establish is to bring our people together around an agenda that speaks to all people. And that means guaranteeing health care to every man, woman, and child as a right, not a privilege. And I'm proud to have led the effort to fight for a Medicare for all single-payer program. It means understanding that when we talk about minority communities, when we raise that federal minimum wage to a living wage of $15 an hour, you're going to do away with a lot of economic stress in this country. So those are some of the things that I think we've got to do.
Let me just follow up, Senator. The core of the question is about, as president, what would you do with the rise of white supremacist violence to protect our communities?
Absolutely. You know, as somebody who, I know I date myself a little bit here, but I actually was at the March on Washington with Dr. King back in 1963. And as somebody who actively supported Jesse Jackson's campaign as one of the few white elected officials to do so in '88, I have dedicated my life to the fight against racism and sexism and discrimination of all forms. And as President of the United States, at the very top of our agenda will be the understanding that discrimination of all forms has got to end, period. And you do that using the bully pulpit, and you use that doing legislation. If somebody wants to go around perpetrating hate crimes, that person will pay a very, very heavy price indeed.
Thank you.